What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So apparently some wrestlers are trying to get AJ Lee to come back home, okay? Come back to WWE. Now, for me, as a huge fan of AJ Lee, I'm excited about the possibilities, but I am fully aware that she sustained some injuries that kept her outside of the ring, and I know she made it clear that she has no intention to return to WWE anytime soon. And if that's the choice that she's making, if that makes her happy, I'm in full support of it. But this is pro wrestling. It is a business. Sometimes money talk. Her husband is working at WWE at this time. We seen her hitting the ropes on Instagram about a year ago. So I don't want to say it's never going to happen. So I'm open for it to happen. I will be excited if it does. If it doesn't, I'm happy for it. But let's see what WrestleMania has to say about this entire situation. Let's get into it.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including CM Punk wants to stay in WWE forever. CM Punk is trying to bring back AJ Lee to WWE. WWE sign a new talent. More wrestlers staying in AEW. Another wrestler is leaving. Tony Khan wants this top star to stay in AEW, and much more.
Dang, what's going on in AEW?
It's a revolving door, my boy. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at CM Punk wants to end his career in WWE. Now, is CM Punk going to end his illustrious career in the WWE? Well, he will if he gets his way, as a recent report from wrestling purist Ubo states. The straight-edge superstar is looking to restructure his WWE deal. Ubo commented on how long a Punk's current deal is, and that, I believe it's 3. I can tell you right now that he's in the process of trying to get his deal restructured from a money and years standpoint. Punk's legitimate stance right now: if all goes well, I will never leave. That's his legitimate standpoint. He wants to be here forever is the actual word he used. Basically, he wants to work out, he wants to get paid, and then he wants, when it's time, to slow it down and just run NXT.
Wow.
But this isn't the first time talk of Punk running NXT has come up. Punk has said so himself and has frequented the WWE's developmental territory, sharing advice with anyone interested in sitting under the Punk learning tree. Next up,
yeah, you know what? I didn't know that he mentioned something about working at NXT, and I'm sure there's tons of stuff that I've missed out on. But that's very interesting. This man took the motto "now, then, forever," or "then, now, forever." He took that seriously. Okay, he wants to be in WWE forever, and I guess that explains why he was down in NXT shortly after he returned. I thought it was just so they can get a whole thing with Cora Jade going, but maybe he was down there trying to see, you know, the ins and outs of how to run NXT and thinking about what could happen next. And if history proves us right, if history keeps going well, we see that retired wrestlers know how to handle NXT and do a pretty good job. We've had our moments where there are dips, but ultimately it always comes back on top. The cream always rises. And when it comes to his restructuring his contract, or when it comes to him restructuring his contract, I hope he gets everything that he deserves. But what's going to be very important is for him to stay healthy. That's going to be very, very important. Just like anywhere else, people place their value on what you can do, how much money you can draw in, and how you can stay healthy. So hopefully he can stay healthy enough where he could just retire, sail into the sunset, work at NXT, and do exactly what he wants to do with his career.
Bring back AJ Lee to WWE. Now, is AJ Lee returning to WWE? Many members of the WWE universe would love to see the former Divas champion back in the WWE, even if she can't wrestle due to previous injuries. So far, there's been no indication that AJ wants to join husband CM Punk in WWE, but some recent comments from NXT Women's Champion Roxanne Perez are encouraging for fans hoping to see AJ. During a chat with the Pro Wrestling Illustrated, Perez reveals she's asked CM Punk to convince Lee to return to WWE, and I tried, but he tells me he's doing the same thing. He's trying to get her to come back, but I hope one day she decides to come back and have a match with me. It's still unclear whether AJ Lee can wrestle due to injuries which led her to early retirement. However, fans have seen wrestlers return from career-ending injuries thanks to medical advances, which leaves the door open for an AJ wrestling comeback. Even if she can't wrestle, there are many opportunities for her in the WWE, ranging from managing to color commentary. Do you guys want to see AJ Lee return to WWE? Let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah, I absolutely do. I made that clear. Now, one thing is, you gotta love Roxanne. She just want to wrestle the best. You gotta love anyone with that type of enthusiasm and just wants that for herself. She's amazing. Now, when it comes to AJ Lee, if she can't wrestle in the ring, which is absolutely fine, I would love to see her in any type of capacity. Like, it would be cool to see her come out with CM Punk at WrestleMania, just as something for, fan service. That would be so crazy. Now, if she can wrestle, what would be cool too is if, this whole situation with CM Punk and Seth Rollins, if it gets too crazy, if somehow AJ Lee gets involved and then it could spin off between, a feud between her and between Becky Lynch, that would be great to see. I would love to see that as well. But just AJ Lee at any capacity will be cool to see. But again, if that's what she chose for her life, is not to return back to WWE, if that's what makes her happy, again, I'm in all support of that.
Are AEW and Warner Brothers negotiations wrapping up? Now, there are rumors on the ongoing negotiations between AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery about renewing its rights deal. AEW is hoping to land a big money deal with its current TV partner, a deal which some observers believe would make AEW profitable. A recent rumor suggested the two sides were close to a deal and that AEW was going to begin streaming its pay-per-views on the streaming service Max, much like the WWE does on Peacock. However, the latest word is that while both sides are working hard to negotiate a deal, nothing is confirmed. Fightful Select is reporting sources close to WBD's stance say there is nothing imminent, meaning over the next few days. Either company is not planning to announce a new deal imminently, and we're told the framework of a deal has not been agreed to by both sides. Both AEW and WBD expect a new deal to be reached and the relationship to continue, and they say that things continue to be amicable. There have been rumors about negotiations from the two sides for some time, and it appears it's just a case of both sides looking to make the best possible deal. Fightful added other sources close to the situation say that an offer has been likely made, but stressed that there is no agreement in place as of today. Fightful had heard that there was an offer months ago from WBD to AEW, but hadn't been agreed upon and it was still being negotiated. It'll be interesting to see whether the rumored deal of AEW pay-per-views moving to Max comes through and how much AEW gets for such a deal. Next up is Tony Khan.
Yeah, they should just move their pay-per-views over there, like, so more people can have access to it. But I did notice what he did say. He said to make AEW profitable. So maybe they're not profitable enough to justify whatever they're asking for from Warner Bros. So, I wish them all the luck. I'm not one of those people who like WWE and want to see another promotion fail. I want everybody to succeed because, all, tides rises and, all tides rises all boats, whatever way you say it. It just gives another opportunity for your favorite wrestler, if they leave WWE, to have another place to go to where they can flourish and they can go and chase their dreams. And I'm all for that. I'm all for the wrestlers themselves more than I am for the promotions themselves.
Still interested in working with WWE? Now, there has been some noticeable animosity between WWE and AEW, but that doesn't appear to have squashed AEW President Tony Khan's hope of working with the WWE. During an appearance on The Rich Eisen Show, Khan discussed the subject. I would love if that were possible. I don't know that it is, but it would be great if it was possible for the fans. I think that would be wonderful, but there are a lot of challenging business things in the world of pro wrestling that would make it a very challenging thing to do. AEW currently works with New Japan Pro Wrestling and CMLL, while the WWE has been working with Japanese promotions Pro Wrestling Noah and Marigold, as well as the American promotion TNA. However, it remains to be seen if AEW and WWE could work out something that could benefit both sides and protect their brands from one side jobbing to the other. Next up, Rikishi deletes his controversial podcast. It seems like Rikishi may have deleted his recent podcast criticizing the WWE's booking of holding back Jey Uso, including one comment where Rikishi questioned whether the WWE was trying to break up Jey Uso's marriage by putting him in a storyline romance with Rhea Ripley, and because of fan backlash. Ringside News is reporting Rikishi seems to have deleted that episode of the podcast entirely after he received a ton of backlash for making such a claim about Jey Uso's marriage. He deleted it from all platforms, including Spotify as well. Do you think that this podcast landed Jey Uso in hot water? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Tony Khan wants Top Star to stay.
First of all, I don't know if he actually said that. I didn't hear the podcast, so I'm not going to say it in a way where it sounds like I'm accusing him of anything that I didn't actually see or read. But if that is true, that's a bold claim, bro. That's a bold claim. But, he deleted it, so he knew that he kind of messed up. So
in AEW. An AEW-WWE partnership wasn't the only subject Tony Khan mentioned during his chat on The Rich Eisen Show. Khan also commented on Bryan Danielson, including Bryan's locker room leadership. We have so many great captains on this team, and that's what's really exciting. We have great leadership, great people here, and nobody greater. I think it's fair to say Bryan Danielson is a huge part of the company. As far as Danielson remaining in AEW, I can't say how much time Bryan has left in the ring, but he has said this will be his final year, and this is going to be a year that Bryan hangs him up from full-time wrestling. At that point, it's going to be a sad day for pro wrestling and for me personally, but it's great to be able to have Bryan that I can call and talk to and have in the locker room with us every week. Tony Khan talked up Bryan further, saying that he's always welcome in AEW. I hope Bryan will stay here for the rest of his life, and I know he's planning to stay with us for a long time going forward as part of the company. I would want Bryan to stay with us as long as humanly possible. And Bryan has much to offer AEW besides wrestling, but it's unknown what role he sees for himself once he retires. Would you guys like to see Bryan Danielson stay in AEW, or should he return to the WWE for maybe a Hall of Fame induction? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a wrestler staying in...
Yeah, we're losing Cena in the ring and Bryan Danielson. That's crazy, man. Y'all really trying to tear our hearts apart, aren't y'all? We getting old, people. We getting old.
AEW. There's conflicting reports, but it's good news for AEW fans enjoying Buddy Matthews' work in the promotion, as wrestling purist Ibu is reporting Matthews has decided to stay in AEW. However, PW Nexus is reporting that Buddy re-upped with AEW months ago. Matthews has been in AEW since 2022, working in the House of Black alongside Malachi Black, Brody King, and Julia Hart. Now, on a related note, Ibu noted that Malachi Black's AEW contract is said to be expiring soon. At one point, there were rumors that Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews had asked for their releases from AEW. There were also conflicting reports on how much longer Malachi has left on his AEW deal. Black left the WWE with Vince McMahon himself admitting that WWE bungled Black's push as Aleister Black. Naturally, the notion that Triple H will put Black better will be made, and it could convince the Dutch Destroyer to leave AEW for WWE. Next up, a wrestler leaving AEW? And while Buddy Matthews has reportedly signed a new deal, Keith Lee could be leaving AEW if the report from Wrestling Purist is accurate. The X account is reporting Keith Lee's AEW contract is nearly finished. Whether Lee remains in AEW or heads back to the WWE remains unknown. Lee's AEW run has been plagued by injuries, with the Limitless One missing considerable time from the ring. Now, it's possible that AEW could add Lee's time off due to injury to his deal. Lee is just one of several WWE superstars who bailed on the company during Vince McMahon's heyday. However, it's unknown if Lee is interested in WWE or even if the WWE wants him. While Triple H has a liberal policy of signing ex-WWE superstars, his track record of using them has been a little hit and miss. Next up, Logan Paul boasts of US title reign. Logan Paul has taken to social media to pat himself on the back as his United States Championship reign continues, with the Mavericks' reign nearing the record for the longest title run in WWE. Paul commented on Instagram about his reign, "Haven't even broken a sweat." Ringside News pointed out that he's only behind MVP, who held the title for 343 days, and Dean Ambrose, who held it for 351 days. While Paul rarely defends the title, they must be pleased with the mainstream exposure he gets for them, and the fans have seen with past world champions Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, part-time champions are no longer a problem for the WWE. It's only going to be a matter of days before he breaks the US title reign record in WWE. And finally, WWE signed a new talent. Last but not least, the WWE's quest to acquire new talent continues, with Australia's Delta Bradley reportedly signed to the company and expected to report to the WWE PC soon. Fightful Select's Corey Brennan is reporting that WWE offered Brady a contract after she worked a tryout when the WWE was in Australia. She'll reportedly finish her current obligations before heading to the US, but it's unknown just when she'll arrive. Delta has wrestled since 2020 and worked in Melbourne City Wrestling and Riot City Wrestling. Delta has won championships in both promotions. Is Delta going to be a big thing in the women's division?
I don't know. I got to look more into her. I keep hearing people talk about her. She just by what I see, as far as the way she looks, I don't know if you guys play Apex Legends, but she kind of reminds me of this character called Mad Maggie. Like, she gives me that kind of vibe. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, just the way she looks. But I'm gonna check out her matches. I'm sure she's really good. I've heard a lot of people talking about her even before she was signed to WWE, so that gotta mean something. But let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see AJ Lee back in WWE? Are you familiar with Delta? And what do you think about the stuff happening at AEW? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. Salute, peace, have a good day.